And just like that, I'm back. I'm back. Still hanging out with Snoopy. I'm trying to film as many videos as I can today so that I can catch up a little since I've been gone for a while. So, today in the Purchase or Pass series, which please bear with me for the time being, I will be getting better lighting and a microphone, but I didn't want to wait and wait and wait until I have this, that, the other, and everything's perfect because then half the time I end up just putting it off and then it never happens. So hopefully you can bear with me with the lighting and lack of microphone for the time being. And today let's get into it with Culinary Confessions. And this is by Joanne Lambo. So spelt Joanne. Lambo is Lambo. All right, so in this book, let's check out the first line, and you tell me if all you had to go by is the first line of this book, would you purchase or would you pass? So the chapter title reads, Here Comes the Bridezilla, present day, Monday, May 27th, 2019. So first line reads, Baking is the result of hard work, love, and creativity all rolled into one. Baking is the result of hard work, love, and creativity all rolled into one. So just based off of that one line, would it be a book that you would be interested in purchasing, or would you be more inclined to pass? And as always in the comments, I would love to hear how you feel personally, in your personal opinion. Could you make that first line even better? So I'm going to read the first paragraph and let's see if that intrigues you. So baking is the result of hard work, love, and creativity all rolled into one. Maddie's thoughts drifted to this quote as she sifted the flour, sugar, and salt into a large bowl. She used her elbow to play the video on her phone, listening as the woman directed her on how to make her famous chocolate cupcakes. Maddie smiled, feeling the stress she had earlier begin to melt away. Whenever the brunette was stressed about anything, baking provided a temporary comfort. She loved the way her creativity seemed to flow out of that activity. She fiddled with the whisk in her hand, sifting the salt along with the cocoa powder. So that's the first paragraph. Let's finish up the first page. She had been stressed about her English assignment, even though it seemed simple at first. She had to answer 2 questions about the story that had been read over the weekend. She had the story over and over, but still could not manage to answer those questions in a way that made sense to her. Maddie found herself looking outside the window, listening to the chirping of birds. So that's the first page. So, based off that first line, personally, I would probably pass because I don't really have any kind of passion for baking. I like to bake brownies once in a while. I like to make a cake once in a while or cupcakes, but baking is not really something so it's not something I'm interested enough in that talking about baking in the first line, unless it's making me ask a question or leading me to some kind of conflict. So the first line I would probably pass. Honestly, the first paragraph and the first page as well. Right now, I don't see any conflict set up. There's nothing here really making me ask any questions. It just seems like she was stressed about something and now she's baking and now she feels better and that she has, a test that she has to deal with at school. So for me, and like this is a friend of mine, actually. This is someone I'm friendly with on these YouTube streets and streams. But I am big on being honest. I'm not going to give favorites to anyone just because I happen to like them. So based off the first line, paragraph, and page, no, I wouldn't purchase. However, I have read the book. I did end up enjoying it. I did end up enjoying the banter between 2 characters. I'll just leave it at that. I did enjoy the banter. I did enjoy the lighthearted playfulness of it because I've been working on some pretty heavy themes in my own book. So some of you know I've been working on a book which will be coming out in either August or September titled the lives we live between hello and goodbye. And in my book, we deal with things like death and grief and loss and regret. We also deal and tragedy. We also deal with romance, love, forgiveness, happy endings. So it's a balanced book, but because there's a lot of heavy themes in my book, it was nice when I was writing it to also be able to step away and read something like this, which I think is a great like summer read. It's great if you've been reading some heavy material and you just want to like have some fun, be playful, not get too into like the heavy stuff. And there does end up being conflict in the book. I just don't see it until after the first page. So that being said, let's read the back of the book so that you get a good idea of what the book is overall about. And you can get this on Amazon. I do get a lot of books from Amazon. I will be going to Barnes and Noble this week actually to shop local bookstore. And I do get books from the street library that's right one street over from me. Somebody set up a little decorative box on a post, and you can open these cute little doors and take books, leave books. So I get books from different places, but this one can be found on Amazon. And the back of it says, Madeline Jones has always wanted to take over her aunt's bakery. For her dream to finally come true, she has to bake a wedding cake for a customer and nail it to perfection. No pressure or anything. Luckily for her, her best friend Justin is in town after finishing culinary school. He decides to help Maddie out, and the pair start working on the most perfect wedding cake they can muster. But between sugar flowers and tasty fillings, the two best friends slowly understand that there is more than friendship lingering in the air. Bound chicka wow wow. As they spend their days alone in a small kitchen, how long can they deny their ever growing chemistry? Ooh, I don't know. How long can they? I love a slow burn. So that is that for this book. It is again called Culinary Confessions. I did enjoy it as a lighthearted read. Um, and I'd like to know, what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Let your voice be heard. All right. I will see you on the next video where I'll be covering this. I believe it's considered a novella. It's very short. Let's see how many pages. It is like under 100 pages. And this book is called, Let's Let the Helicopter Go By. It's called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. Oh, it says it right there, a novella. And it is by Frederick Backman. So that's who we'll be talking about in the next video. But again, signing off with Culinary Confessions. I'll see you in the next one where we'll be talking about this. Until then.